New business plan for EB clearing discussion. And also there's a time extension, I know, with that.
This is the ED clearing storage, proposed storage area off of Old Harrisburg Road. There's the project location. Right off of, between 15 and Old 15.
I have a bigger plan if you guys want that.
You're,
I'm Elvin.
I figured that. Okay.
They're in the process of obtaining a PennDOT HOP for their driveway, there's the proposed driveway off of Old Harrisburg Road. There are some wetlands on the property, they're gonna avoid that. And they're proposing 2 infiltration basins to manage stormwater runoff. They're proposing screening along Old Harrisburg Road and the residential property to the south. You all should have copies of my comments. Some of them are zoning related. So I believe the owner is going to proceed with the zoning hearing board, is that correct? To address these? Yes. So we haven't received that application yet, but they're going to have to apply for a zoning hearing board variance because they're not able to meet some of the zoning requirements. For instance, our zoning ordinance requires 2 driveways, 2 points of ingress and egress. PennDOT will never approve 2 driveways. So they have to come to the zoning hearing board for a variance for that requirement.
What else?
Parking is required 1 space per every 200 square feet of floor area. There's no floor area, there's no structure. So we'll have to come to the zoning hearing board and work out a variance of what's appropriate to provide for parking spaces. Also, curb and sidewalk are required around parking areas. Again, that's typically for structures. They're not gonna have a structure.
Is there never any plans for a building?
No buildings.
What about an office?
No office.
How are you gonna?
All we plan on doing at this location is processing firewood and screening topsoil.
So.
We're not bringing any mulch.
No
nothing,
retail.
No retail.
There's no retailer.
No retail at all.
When you process the topsoil, where is it going after that? Wholesale?
It'll go to our retail yard.
It'll go back over to
It'll
White
be
Church?
It'll be stockpiled there, but our retail yard is in White Church, and we also do wholesale.
Okay.
So there would be probably loading and unloading there occurring at that site, at this
Yes.
new site.
Yes. But none of our retail customers will be in and out of that site for pickup.
Wholesale? Will you have wholesale?
Yeah.
Firewood
it'll
or
all-
topsoil?
Everything will all go to.
Everything will go on the other side.
Yes.
So this is just basically for storage.
Yes.
Well, there's
It's more of
processing.
an an expansion to give us a little bit more room. We're trying to get the firewood out of there. A little bit of truck parking and stuff, for our trailers and stuff, just so we have a little more room where we're at.
If it's, is it appropriate to let?
Will that whole lot be stone or gravel?
No,
Most,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
What were you saying, Tom?
This plan is not up for action.
Yeah, that was gonna be my-
It's just for informational purposes, to show you where we are, what's been going on so far. If you have any questions for the property owner,
Yeah.
we don't,
Jeff, you had a-
we don't want to bring it in and you guys see it only once.
Yeah.
Right.
You had a question, and
Yeah, when we speak, we're supposed to tell you our address. I'm just concerned if the owner is a resident of the township.
Yes, 370 White Church Road.
Okay, I didn't hear that when you started speaking. You gonna be cutting firewood there,
Splitting, yes, on a processor.
so there will be noise.
Just as much as the highway produces.
So would it be in writing that there won't be mulch, manufacturing of mulch and compost on that property? Is that a
I mean,
possibility?
as for compost, compost is a rumor that's going around about us. We don't compost at all. Mulch manufacturing, I'm not saying that there might not be some mulch product that comes over. Sometimes we mix mulch with topsoils to sell. So there could be some mulch mixture over there. But for our grinders and tree debris and all that, and grinding over there won't be any of that.
And could that be subject to change in the future?
No, it's gonna be firewood and topsoil operation.
Well,
Like I said, I don't know where this compost thing's coming about, but, well, I do know, but I'm not gonna.
The operation of this, what is the time frame? Like 6 in the morning to 5 at night, or 7 to 3, or whatever?
I would say daylight to dark, but we're usually running at 7 o'clock in the morning, and my guys are usually done by 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be over there working a little later if I need to, but we don't go into the dark.
There's no nighttime lighting?
They're like, no. I'm not saying they're, okay, so there might be a
Security lights.
security lights or
We can
something
handle it.
like that,
Okay.
but there's no lighting for us to do operation.
Okay.
And you're gonna have utility ran, electric into the site, correct?
There is electric on the site.
Oh, there is,
The little-
okay.
The little building that's sitting on the
Oh,
site.
okay.
yeah, it used to be a pottery shed or something.
Yes.
It was-
Yeah,
Okay.
near the top level.
Just for a little while.
Yeah.
It's empty for a long time.
Or you gotta move your entrance
We're
down.
moving it down from the neighbors, down by RNA, I think it's RNA Smith Body Shop.
Yeah.
His entrance is down there. So we're not gonna be near any of the residents with the truck traffic or any traffic coming in. The proposed is to cut the property down lower. Those trees will be up probably about 6 to 8 feet above us. So we're trying to get everything down so the noise and any operation can't be seen. It's kind of just like our 346 property where we put a berm up the whole way and we're just trying to separate the property from any of the residents.
What type of trees? I mean, you got evergreens?
Yes, so right now, I already have, the Green Giants planted
Yeah.
along Old Harrisburg. But we'll add a bunch more, it's not a problem. so. Yeah, I mean, my goal is always to try to separate us from the neighbors, you know, I don't,
Buffer,
yes.
say the buffer.
Hello. Julia Burgess, I'm the person to the south, so 6735. My only concern is the billboard. So I do currently mow onto your property on purpose, so they don't go on my septic. Because they drive down our property line and go down to the billboard, which is on closer to my property. So I don't know, it's about, I don't know, it's not too far in. But they come down the property line, and before he wasn't mowing it, and they were going over top where my septic is, and I didn't really want them to do that. So I'm just
Who's,
mowing.
I'm sorry, who's the "they" that's doing that? When you say "they" are doing that? They are driving over your septic?
Oh, whoever does the billboard, I don't know, whoever the billboard company is.
Means that,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they should be coming in that driveway for the pottery thing.
And
can go
they
straight
never
to
do. They always go between our property line, and so that's why I mow all the way to your shed, because I just wanna, they don't wanna go through the tall grass.
Right.
That's my biggest,
It's
I
the
don't
first
want them
I'm
on my
hearing about it.
septic.
If
Oh, yeah,
you
that's good.
left me know, I would have
That's fine,
definitely called them and had them.
No,
make
but that's
sure.
fine, no, I'm fine with mowing it, I just wanted to let you know,
Right.
as a, let them know how to get to the billboard, I guess.
The billboard's down along,
Not that far, it's pretty, it's,
Route
yeah,
15 on your.
yeah, it's, yeah,
What's it advertised?
it changes.
Lamar, I think, is, yeah, it's
Oh,
Lamar.
okay.
They come every like month and a half, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
2
two
months.
billboards there for Lamar.
that's something you can help
Yeah,
her out
Yeah,
with.
that's fine. I just wanted to mention it. It's not a huge
Oh,
problem. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, it can become a problem if they're driving over your septic field. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta stop
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they won't even be
I
able to,
understand.
once everything happens, they
Yeah.
won't even be able to come in that way anyhow.
Yeah, and you're gonna add the trees there. Yeah, you're adding the trees on your side, so yeah, it will make it harder for them to turn. So that's fine.
And
Yeah.
that building and all that access is gonna be gone,
Yeah.
so they have to come in the bottom driveway
Okay.
once that.
What's the when you say bottom driveway? What is
Down
it?
by the retention ponds
The
there.
proposed.
Right there.
Okay, do they have an easement through this property? How, you just can't drive over somebody's property and access.
They
They
do.
would have.
I bought the property with the billboards on it, so I don't know exactly all their.
They have an easement.
They would have,
Sounds like an
they
easement.
would have an access easement
Yeah.
for maintenance and renewing it, changing it.
It's pretty,
But we've gotta stop them from driving over your septic.
Yeah,
That's a,
well,
that's
why I
a
was
long-term.
mowing his property to
Yeah.
make, because they didn't want to go in the tall grass. They wanted to go in the short grass.
It should be on her property, period.
Period,
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Don't be nice, I mean, they gotta stop that, yeah,
Which has nothing to do with.
okay.
Nope, that's my only concern.
Mhm, yeah. Yeah.
Stay off my septic.
Mhm, exactly, if the easement is through your property, they should be going through your property. Yeah,
Maria, did you have
Okay.
a
You
question?
can handle that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just, yep.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
all right.
Did you have a question, Maria?
Yes, I'd like to know in our zoning code of Huntington Township, what is the definition between mulching business and a composting business? And maybe this gentleman could explain the differences, since that's kind of a sore spot.
We don't have a different definition in our zone. That's a state definition, it's not a township definition.
Oh, okay.
But I'm happy if you'd like
I mean,
to
honestly,
say
the
it.
definition of compost, if you look it up, could be many, many things. I mean, all the farmers all around here compost. With our mulch manufacturing, we're not actually doing anything that would be composting. We're dyeing the material with a all-natural color material that we add water, and that's how the mulch is manufactured. We sell a natural mulch, which is naturally aged just by the natural water that hits it. It's just the aging of wood. So we're not composting at all. I mean, they do have leaf compost, at some of these township places, but we don't do any of that.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be splitting firewood.
Yes.
Exactly how does the product get onto the Old Harrisburg property? Are these tractor trailers, these flatbeds that bring tree trunks in?
It'll be a tractor trailer, log trailer, what you see logs being hauled on.
And usually how much, can you estimate the amount of trucks that would have to come in on a daily or weekly basis?
I mean, right now we sell maybe 40 tractor trailer loads of firewood a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see 40 tractor trailers possibly come in and out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's over a period of time.
A year,
A
is
year.
what he just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Less than.
Yeah, not in a
Less than
day.
one.
Less than 1 week.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
A year.
one day you might see it twice, or you might not see nothing at all. during the
But
week.
point
I mean,
typically, I'm sorry, but typically firewood is a seasonal thing, so your firewood, I would imagine most of your firewood work, that is going to be at a certain couple months out of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we usually start splitting around August, and we'll split going into the
Going
fall.
into fall,
And
winter, right.
we're sold out and out of firewood usually by the end of November.
Right.
I mean, and then the topsoil operation, I mean, that is when it's dry. When it's April, March, the winter months, we can't do anything to topsoil. It's too wet to screen. So we're usually only screening topsoil May, June, and July. And we're only screening enough to stockpile into our building at our other location and to have a little bit of extra at that one with a tarp over top of it.
Question. Another question, please? Firewood, et cetera, I've been told, I'm a city person originally, it draws snakes, et cetera. How do you alleviate that issue in such a large production? Or you just leave it, go to
How
nature?
does every resident, and how does every resident in the area take care of snakes and mice and, I mean.
Well, a commercial
every
business
farm-
is
every-
different.
Every farm around here.
No, I realize that. I mean, we have
all
black
have
rat
a
snakes,
problem.
et cetera, but
I don't think there's an easy answer to that question.
Not really. There is, I mean, it depends where you're at. I mean, there's some places are more susceptible to having snakes around than others. I mean,
well, in a large commercial space, though, I would assume it could become a serious issue.
Well, but it's constantly moving product. So
Snakes
it's
don't
not
like
like there's
that.
gonna be
Yeah,
a pile
snakes don't like
of rotted wood there for next 2 to 5 years. It's constantly moving, right?
Right, yeah, well, this pile goes out, another pile comes in for the bottom of there. It's,
They won't like,
there's gonna be noise, yeah, I mean,
they like something stable, not being stirred around.
question,
Your house.
like I said, I'd like to learn
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, like, yeah, Jeff.
So he just said there will be noise. I copied some stuff off the Huntington Code. I was doing a little research, and I have it on paper. Can I submit that to you, to the board, or would that be for the supervisors?
Sure.
What did you copy? I'm not sure. I'm not following what you're
Some of
saying.
the Huntington Code.
Code for what? Noise?
Yeah, noise and other concerns that residents would have.
Okay, that's fine. It's in the code already. I mean, what are you asking of us, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Well, I could submit it to you, or read it.
Do you have copies, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to submit a copy, I'll make sure everyone gets it.
go through.
Now, some of this would be eliminated because he's saying no mulch.
You give it to Scott, he's the zoning officer.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to, since we're going to be neighbors, you can see what we're concerned about.
where's Sunset located at?
Right there across from us.
Lane straight across.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the noise? What's the general noise? I don't remember what the noise issues were with the sports complex.
There's limits based on decibels,
What?
duration,
Do you remember what they are?
no.
Let me read you
It's
just
very
a
technical.
part of it.
It's very technical. It's-
Any use or activity upon property that by reason of flame, smoke, odor, fumes, noise, or dust unreasonably interferes with the reasonable use, comfort, and enjoyment of a neighbor's property, or endangers the health, safety of the occupants of a neighboring property.
Yeah, that's general nuisance.
Yeah, general nuisance,
Yeah.
that's exactly,
Yeah.
that's exactly what Jim comes in here and has been complaining about now the last how many months. And here we're gonna put the operation in closer to the
Which it's a different operation. It's a
for
different
now,
operation.
But who's to say that?
Well, that's
it doesn't
why
grow?
the business is expected to comply with the zoning that he was given to begin with. So if he chooses to make changes from the permits he was given, and it's different when the permit was given 40 years ago and no one remembers even what the permit is. That's a different, some of this was done before zoning. That's not the case anymore. So when we issue a permit for a particular purpose, if that purpose changes, there needs to be a change to the permit. So that's what I'm saying is, it's not as easy to say, well, you know, he's you know, making widgets today. If he chooses to, you know, make car engines, he can do that. No, he can't. So if there's a change in the use, he has to get a change in the permit. So just to be clear, those are things we look at now to make sure that doesn't happen.
And I might add.
Go ahead, go.
I might add that, if we're going through zoning variances, which
Which we
when
are.
variances are granted or not granted, whatever, but whenever they're granted, there's conditions on those variances. And you're locked into that variance condition.
If that doesn't happen and other stuff starts showing up, who enforces that? You're not the enforcer.
This
No.
board isn't, but the
No.
supervisors are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the board of supervisors.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a lot of steps to go through yet.
Yeah, general question. It's seeking, my understanding, and when a property owner seeks a zoning variance, they have to prove that that property cannot be used. There has to be a hardship on the property. Is that so?
You have to prove hardships, you have to go through there's a list in the ordinance that you have to go through that list and prove that you know.
And this property has to go for a zoning variance. Is that? So what is the hardship on this property? I realize this could be
I
discussed.
didn't evaluate it yet.
Yeah, we don't,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of them is that the zoning ordinance requires 2 driveway accesses.
Yeah.
And PennDOT
PennDOT
won't
will
approve it.
allow
Never
it.
give him a second driveway access. That's
Yeah.
something that's out of his control.
Yeah,
So then he'll have to apply for a variance.
As an example, yes,
that's
yes.
right.
But the issuance of a variance would not make this PennDOT issue a permit for one driveway, correct?
I don't understand
I'm
what
sorry.
you're saying.
Well, you're saying PennDOT would never give a permit for a second driveway for this property.
Right, that's their standard operating procedure. When a property is so much frontage, they'll only grant one access point.
Okay. So if they go in for a zoning variance and the township decides to approve that, what happens with PennDOT? I mean, we can't overrule a PennDOT rule, correct?
Correct,
Okay.
yes. Nothing happens.
That's the whole purpose of the variance, so we can
Yeah.
conform with PennDOT
Okay,
requirement.
thank you.
Yeah. So this, as far as the plan itself, I know you have a time extension request in here. It was from Wilson Engineering, it's grant the time extension until November 13th to address the zoning items and other review items. So that should give you enough time to go through the hearing and all that. And at that time, you have that. Is there anything else we need to discuss on this before? And we're going to table it for tonight.
This wasn't an official submission though, correct?
It's already been submitted, yeah. It's under review.
It's under review with
But it's-
Scott's.
It's not up for action, it's not up
There's
for
not-
approval.
Well,
or
that's,
disapproval.
I guess that's where I was going.
Yeah, they haven't addressed the comments on no action been done in that regard. So,
Will
Just a
Penn-
discussion item.
will PennDOT hold this thing up? Will you know from PennDOT?
Well, they've been working on it for several months,
Oh, they have, okay.
so I would think that by November, they'll have their PennDOT.
And if not, we'll just have to keep,
We might have to accept them granting us another extension.
well, that's, okay, that's what I thought.
Andy?
When we get to the Saldo part, there's an update on how outside permits are handled in terms of conditions with plans. There's been recent case law that's dealing with that, so.
Has county commented on this?
Yes.
Let's see. Also, we have what a DEP sewer non-building waiver has to be acted on too, right?
Yeah, we don't have that.
Well, it's premature to act on it
Yeah.
now, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if we had it, you could. It's got nothing to do with the other
Yeah.
residents' concerns.
There's no on-site septic or anything like that involved, so that's what the purpose of the waiver is.
Right. There's none currently and none proposed.
The building that's on there, are you gonna tear that down or keep it or what?
The Potter shed.
Whatever.
I haven't made a decision on that honestly yet, and it's just sitting there. I haven't even opened the building since we bought the property, so. Hopefully there's no one in there and I don't have to deal with it. So.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing, is there any other discussion on this for
Not
tonight?
tonight, but thanks for coming, and
Yeah,
thanks
thanks.
for your guys' comments. It's helpful to understand it.
First item, I want somebody recommend the time extension stated until November 13th, 2025 for the EB Clearing Incorporated.
Did you say 13th or 15th?
I'll
13th.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Well,
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Tom made the motion. Second by Kyle. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. That, as far as that non-building waiver, is that listed on the plan that's presented? I don't know if I have that. What's that one there?
Yeah.
That's not it. That-
Number 8 on the back.
That's on the, in the comments.
It's in the comments, but I don't know if it's on the plan.
Oh, okay.
I have a copy of that somewhere here.
What are you looking for, the plan?
Yeah, I got a small version.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if it's on the plan, we could cover that. If I can read it.
Yeah.
It's pretty small.
Yeah. Do you remember, Scott? Is it on the plan?
Yeah, I don't.
It should be, right?
Yeah. I made it. It's not on the
Okay.
front page.
What are you thinking?
I'm trying to read this. Yeah, there is note number 7 on that cover, on the plan, is a small, it's that waiver.
Okay.
If you can read that, that's pretty small. But it's on the plan, so it wouldn't be doing anything out of order.
Well, there's 11 by 17 copies there.
Okay. Which plan are we looking at here now?
Somewhere.
That's not EB.
No,
Okay.
That's
Oh, no,
style.
wait,
this is style.
That's style.
wrong one.
It's on there too, though.
Yeah, it's on there.
I don't think it's number 7.
To the board,
On the front page,
the time
What are you looking at? You got 11 by
On this
17?
We're recommending to the
Here,
board.
this-
number 7 is,
Plan's complete without.
that's where that benefit of the title.
Title report,
Water
sources, underground utility.
What I'm saying, if it's listed on there, we can
Yeah,
act, but if it's not, we'll
We'll
roll
go
off.
it, but
Well, it should be listed. I mean, if it's not, it's gotta be added.
I don't think it's there.
I don't see it all.
Yeah, I made a note to.
Yeah, so just look for it.
You made a comment
We
on
got,
it, so-
we got plenty of time.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see it,
If it's
Ted,
there, we'll
specifically on there.
No,
Okay.
we'll wait till the plan's revised and put that note has to go on the cover sheet.
Yeah, that's not there. Well, with looking at those, this states for mulch stockpiling, so that needs to be changed. It says right there, number 1. for mulch stockpiling.
And topsoil stockpile.
Under the general plan.
Screening, I see it, yeah.
There again, I said that there could possibly be mulch there, but we're not gonna manufacture mulch, but we may use it for a mixture of some sort with our soils. So the stockpile of mulch is a possibility.
As you blend mulch and soil
And soil.
together for certain,
Yes.
certain mixtures that go out.
Amended soils.
Amended soils,
The amended
yeah.
soils for the ponds, and we use the
Yeah.
mulch material to.
I get it, but nowhere on here does it say firewood, does it? I mean, that was one of your primary uses of it, and it does not say firewood
I
on
will
here.
have him add that to it.
I'm just
No, that's
saying,
fine,
I don't, I mean, for the benefit of the neighbors
Right.
Well, and the benefit of
and
yourself.
everybody. Right.
You don't put it on there and you start doing firewood and somebody complains about the noise of
Right.
splitting firewood, you can have a problem, I don't want, you know.
Yeah, just make sure it's clear on there what you're,
That's why I'm here tonight.
Right,
So,
right.
Get all the.
I get direct communication with you, you know what we want to see. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what is the process for the topsoil? Like exactly, since I don't know the business at all, you bring soil from another area? And
From a job site of some sort, a development that's building, so we'll bring in the topsoil, screen out the rocks, like a rock tumbler, we screen it out, and
so that involves tractor trailers also, correct?
triaxles.
Yeah, okay. So when you're processing the soils, exactly how do you keep the dust down?
I mean, we add water to it to keep the moisture and stuff.
You do?
Well, you're gonna be drilling a well then, correct?
Yes.
What for total water load are you looking at? Just curious.
Not gonna be a whole lot, to be honest with you.
Question again, I'm sorry. When you bring soil from another area, are there logs that you have to keep on where you're getting the soil and the timber that you're going to create? There is no requirement by the DEP that you have to keep. Oh, really?
Okay, and this is just to really to get us informed of what's going on here. So there's going to be more review as this goes on, so. And I'll entertain them, for right now, we need a table plan for, entertain a motion to table the EB clearing plan.
I'll make them.
Tom made it, Kyle second.
Ted,
Huh?
this says for the June 23rd and July 28th meetings, the tablet for both meetings,
Okay, well, the one,
which is the ones tonight, but they
Yeah.
want, asking it to be tabled for the 28th,
okay.
correct? So you don't want to come back
You
to
don't
us
want
till
up on the
August?
agenda in
Do you
July.
know, is that what that means?
He wrote that originally because Paul knew he wasn't gonna be able to make this meeting.
Oh, okay, so just say that we
And then
tabled it.
Right, and after that, he talked to Elvin, and Elvin was able to make it, to answer your questions.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to table it for a meeting that doesn't exist yet. We can't table something for a meeting we haven't had yet.
Yeah,
And Roxy, we decide what gets tabled, not a letter somebody wrote to us.
No, I'm just saying that, never mind.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, the time extension was granted until November 13th, and we can, as far as tabling, that's our discretion.
Right. And we did tonight.
Yeah, so, the motion,
Did
well, the
we
motion,
eventually vote on that?
you made the motion.
Okay.
Who made the motion?
Tom, Kyle second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? So moved. All right.